But let's now head over to our NFL 2021 season final thoughts. Just quick, brief, or maybe in depth. There is one thing we will go in depth on because we have to kind of get that on paper. We got to get those thoughts down on paper. Once again, we want to get our final thoughts on the season that just ended with the Rams winning the Super Bowl. We want to get this season's final thoughts on paper as soon as possible before the offseason truly kicks into high gear. And so far, it really already has. And we're already kind of getting a little bit of revisionist history already. But we know the NFL offseason is a long, grueling 7 months of information and kind of, revisionist history. Oh, actually the Panthers were good. And that's what we're trying to avoid because I can already see it now, folks. 4 or 5 months from now, when we're really kind of gearing up for next year in the NFL, I already know somebody's going to say the Carolina Panthers are a good team and Matt Rule's a good coach and they're ready to win. No, folks. This Panthers team is absolutely abysmal, and we cannot let the revisionist history overtake that and let Matt Rule off the hook. So, got to get our final thoughts down before, the information, the media starts to kind of change the narratives of what happened last season. So what we have written down here, it's set in stone, and if we get kind of too caught up in the overall offseason whirlwind of news, information, new signings, drafts, free agency, trades, and all that, we cannot lose sight of what we just witnessed over about 20 weeks, talking through it every single day, breaking every single game down, evaluating everybody's performance in those games. We cannot lose that information to social media's narratives, to the mainstream narratives and all that. So, got to get everything written down so we can go back to it if we do end up getting too caught up into the information that comes out during the NFL offseason. So, today's our first day doing this, a little late. It is March 5th, a little bit late, but better late than never. And once again, it's, we're about, 2 weeks removed. This is the second Sunday without football, so still early. Wish we did it a little bit earlier, but we were running out of time. So, we're going to be starting here with the AFC East, giving our final thoughts on the Bills, the Patriots, the Dolphins, and the Jets. So, with all that being said, let's start here with the first team up, and that is the Buffalo Bills. And honestly, folks, the really only final thought is on this Bills team is they're legit. They're really kind of Super Bowl competitors every single year. It's Super Bowl or bust literally every single year. Josh Allen has proven he can get it done. It was the defense that beefed it with the final 13 seconds. It was Josh Allen striking the ball over the middle, striking the ball over the middle, striking the ball way deep over the middle. Josh Allen running the ball, getting it done in that divisional game against the Chiefs in Kansas City. So, real simple here for the Bills, folks. They're it. They are legit. They're ready to compete for the Super Bowl. A great season overall. Let's quickly check their wins. Once again, let's see what actual good wins they had. Now that we've seen every team complete the entire year, go through kind of the natural progression of maybe not being so good in the first half of the season, good in the second half and all that, or just trash throughout. Who were the good quality wins throughout the season? Did they have any bad losses throughout the season? So let's kind of recheck their schedule on who they beat and lost to and all that. So they start week 1 losing to the Steelers, pretty close, 23-16. We know the Steelers were a trash team overall, but we will give the Bills a little bit of a pass. Week 1, alrighty, we can give you a little bit of a benefit of the doubt there. But then they go and beat the Dolphins. Dolphins were great all season, especially in the beginning, so not that great of a win. They beat Washington. Washington never really took off the ground. We know the Washington defense wasn't really anything good all year long. Texans, once again, nothing good all year long, but they get the win. They beat the Chiefs early on, week 5 there. That's a great quality win. We'll keep track of quality wins, and that Chiefs team is a quality win. They lose against the Titans, and we saw the Titans claim the number 1 seed in the AFC. Derrick Henry, I believe, was playing during this game, week 6. I think he got injured, week 7, 8, very close after that. But losing against the Titans, that's a really kind of bad loss right there. We know this Titans team was a quality opponent throughout the season. They beat the Dolphins again, but once again, the Dolphins weren't truly there. They were paying Brian Flores to lose games, so there's that. We can't really count the Dolphins in any quality wins. They lose to the Jags, and the Jags were playing spoiler all season long, a la week 18 against the Colts. Holy moly. They beat the Jets. Jets never were really good. They lost to the Colts. I mean, the Colts were trash. Carson Wentz was trash, especially at the back end of the season. So that's a bad loss. So we got one win so far. Let me count these. One win, one good win. And what do we got? 2 bad losses. The Titans and the Colts, bad losses. So yeah, losses. We got 2 bad losses so far. All right. Then they beat the Saints. Saints weren't really anything, especially at the back end of the season when everybody was injured quarterback-wise. They lose to the Patriots, division rival, never a great loss. They lose to the Bucs. That's another kind of tough loss there. I mean, Bucs getting into the playoffs, the second round of the playoffs and all that, losing to them in week 14, not a great look for the Bills. Then they beat the Panthers. Panthers were trash all year. They beat the Patriots for the second time around. They beat the Falcons. They were trash, and they beat the Jets. So, alrighty, now that we look back at the schedule, I mean, there was one quality win, and that was against the Chiefs. All right, congratulations. You can beat the Chiefs, and your defense can step up against the Chiefs early on in the season, but not when it matters on the road, in the playoffs, second round of the playoffs, divisional round of the playoffs. So, alrighty, let's write this down. This was one quality win. One quality win. 3 bad losses. Bad losses against good teams. The Bucs, the Titans, the Bucs, the Titans, and the third team here. Blanking on it. What was it? Colts. Yeah, that Colts. That was big time. Oof. That's a woof. That's a woof loss. So, schedule-wise, it had an easy schedule, but Josh Allen, let's write this up. Josh Allen was fantastic. I mean, we had really no doubt in Josh Allen the entire year, and this Bills offense was good. All they needed was just kind of a running back because Josh Allen was doing both the passer and the runner. So let's get up Josh Allen's overall stats quickly. We know that he did take a little bit of a step back from last year to this season, but that's just because, last year, 2020, his performance was so gosh dang good, 69% completion percentage. We knew he wasn't really going to be able to live up to that again. But 63% completion percentage, still solid overall. 4,400 yards, fantastic. And then 36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. A little bit high on the interceptions. Still, don't really want more than 10 in a season if we're kind of in a perfectionist world. But overall, he still made it work. And once again, the rushing attack on top of that. 763 yards, 6 touchdowns, rarely fumbling and losing them. So, Josh Allen, the passer, we've got big believability in that. So we believe big time. Let's write that. We believe big time in Josh Allen, running and passing, rushing and passing. The only thing really that this Bills team is going to have to overcome is, how much of an impact does Brian Daboll have on this passing game overall? Because I honestly think, I like Brian Daboll. I think he's good. I don't think he's as great as everybody makes him out to be. No offense, but I'm not that bought into Brian Daboll. I mean, Brian Daboll, people gush over this man, and I don't know if I don't gush over the man. No. But we'll see. Was Brian Daboll kind of holding this team back a little bit, or was he getting the best out of this team? Obviously, we'll know more this upcoming year. But I wouldn't be worried if I was the Bills. Once again, Brian Daboll, I think, was holding this team back a little bit offensively. So we'll see if this Bills team progresses from this year to next season. But overall, this Bills team, they're gonna be aggressive passing. They got the talent. Josh Allen, huge believability in there. And I am gonna write this because I don't want to lose this in the shuffle, folks, of what happened this season. Josh Allen, I'm gonna say this, folks. Josh Allen, here we go, is the best dual threat quarterback in the league. Yeah. over Lamar Jackson, over Kyler Murray, over Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen is the best dual threat quarterback in the league. When this man runs, it is fantastic. He knows how to play the running game, knows when to get out of bounds, knows when he can kind of buy some more time, buy some more yards, tiptoeing on the sideline, rarely fumbles, big body, can QB sneak, will run right up the middle, solid speed overall. The man is the best dual threat quarterback in the league, folks, and we are not apologizing for that take, and I will not take that take back until I see what happens next season. So, overall, we believe in Josh Allen 100%. The offense should be fine. Let's write that. The offense should be fine, and I'm going to say slash tad better without Dable. And the overall outlook, we'll have this for every single team too. The outlook, is it a positive outlook or negative outlook? This is a big old positive Super Bowl outlook. I mean, that's really what it is. The defense, that everybody was bragging about all season long. This Bills defense is so good. They're so good. They're the ones that beefed at the end. It wasn't really the offense. Josh Allen was getting it done in big time spots in that game, folks. So positive Super Bowl outlook, truly. So there's really nothing to worry about by this Bills team. Defense, yeah, they hit a little snag in that game, but overall I don't see this defense kind of imploding or anything. This is, the only real concerning thing for the season was maybe their schedule going 11-6, and really that was one of the easiest schedules maybe in the NFL at the end of the year, that it's all said and done. But overall, it was a good year by the Bills. Just unfortunately ended not great. Once again, we're having this overtime rule discussion in the offseason because of the Bills and all that, but they'll be fine. Josh Allen will be able to prevail, and the Bills offense should be back right at it next season. The defense will just have to kind of, step up one time. Can they step up one time in the fourth quarter? If they do, Josh Allen will be able to get to the big game next year. Alrighty, so that's the Bills. I mean, there's really nothing to say about them. They're a great team. They were great this season. Just a little surprised when we go back to look at their opponents and who they beat and who they didn't beat. But overall, they were getting it done. Alrighty, next team up here, we are going to the New England Patriots, and really the biggest thing I have, the biggest question we have to kind of find out right now, get on paper, is Mac Jones. Is he a good passer? Because I was believing in Mac Jones really all year long, folks. And then really kind of at the back end of the season, at the start of the off season here for this Patriots team, since they didn't make the playoffs, everyone was talking about them a little bit earlier. Everyone was kind of saying, Mac Jones wasn't good and his accuracy wasn't good. So we've got some clips up here I want to investigate because I want to get this down before we get into the true thick of it of the offseason. What is Mac Jones as a passer? Because I was kind of buying him all season long, but I see kind of the overall narrative not agreeing with us. So I've got some film up here I want to kind of check from Mac Jones to kind of get a nice gauge on the man overall. He had 67% completion percentage this season, folks. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And given what this Patriots team had as kind of their starting wide receivers, I really think he made the most of it. I mean, we had Nelson Aguilar, folks. He's not A1 tier 1. He's a solid tier 2 wide receiver. And that's why we like Mac Jones, because he was making it work with all tier 2 pieces. There was no tier 1 piece, running back, tight end, or wide receiver wise on this Patriots team. And we still had Mac Jones throwing for 67% completion percentage on 521 attempts, folks. That's absolutely fantastic. I mean, what do we get with Josh Allen? I want to say Josh Allen, I think he threw more overall than Mac Jones, but how much more? I think he had like 600 attempts. What do we got with Josh Allen? 646 attempts. So we got about 100 more attempts by Josh Allen throughout the year. Let me see if I can find somebody a little bit closer. And Josh Allen's a little bit of an outlier because of, there was no running game established by the Bills. So it was always Josh Allen just slinging the ball loose. I want to try to get a nice gauge on Mac Jones and put it in perspective of his passing attempts. Let's see what Joe Burrow did. How many throws did Joe Burrow have this season? Obviously, his may be a little skewed because of the postseason. No, but yeah, I think this may just be regular season numbers, but here it is. Joe Burrow throwing the ball 520 times. So yeah, I mean, Mac Jones threw the ball more, 521. So one more attempt by Mac Jones, and he, a little less overall completion percentage than Joe Burrow, but I'm not saying Mac Jones is better than Joe Burrow in the first place. So Mac Jones throwing 67% on as many throws as Joe Burrow did. That's big time impressive to me. Not having a Jamar Chase, not having a T. Higgins, not having a Tyler Boyd, and he still was able to get great production from his receivers for some nice quality wins on the year. So yeah, I like Mac Jones statistically wise. We are going to watch the film to make sure that the film does line up with the numbers. But yeah, I'm giving Mac Jones credit for the accuracy. And once again, his receivers, Nelson Agholor, Kendrick Bourne, N'Keal Harry, folks, come on. I mean, what are we talking about here? He doesn't have that Jamar Chase. He doesn't have that Devontae Smith, rookie-wise. He doesn't have anybody established like a DeAndre Hopkins, like a Josh Allen, anything like that. Jacoby Myers. I mean, folks, Gunnar Ulazuki. I mean, folks, who is that? Nobody even knows who this man is. So he was making it work and doing very well. Throwing 67%, folks, is fantastic, folks. It's truly fantastic. So I'm giving Mac Jones some good credit here, but I do want to back up the film with the stats. But before we get into that, let's go back to the Patriots games and count their quality wins and tough losses. Let's get those written down as well. Little surprise on the Bills, lackluster wins and bad losses. Let's see if the Patriots have good wins and not that many bad losses. So here we go. Through the Patriots schedule, they lose to the Dolphins. Once again, we can't gauge the Dolphins. When we get to the Dolphins, folks, we're kind of blanking out this year. This whole Brian Flores situation, it's a mess. It's bungled. Everything is kind of murky. Everything is blurry of what is true and what is false. So we're really just going to kind of just point out what the facts are on the Dolphins and leave it at that, because next season, everything is going to be 100% different. This season truly is going to hold no weight in the overall moving forward of the Dolphins. So we're really just going to be blanking out and canceling out the Dolphins. There is one thing I want to kind of say, but we'll get to that when we get to the team. But here we go, counting the good quality wins and losses here by the Patriots. So they beat the Jets. We can't count that as a quality win. They lose against the Saints. The Saints were above the Patriots in the first part of the season. They lose to the Bucs. We're not going to count that against them. I mean, when we count quality wins and quality losses, it's quality relative to the team. That's why, the Bills losing against the Colts, the Titans, and that third team. Why do I keep blanking on the third team? But, that's why that's so alarming that they lost to those teams. Alrighty, but here we go. They beat the Texans. That's a good quality win for, no, I'm not going to count that as a quality win. They definitely should have beat them. They lose to the Cowboys in overtime. That is I'll count that as a little bit of a bad loss there for the Patriots. They beat the Jets. They beat the Chargers. That's a quality win. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Browns. I'll call that a quality win. They beat the Falcons. They beat the Titans. That's a quality win. They beat the Bills. That's a big old quality win. They lose to the Colts. Should lose to the Colts. They lost to the Bills again. They beat the Jags. Should beat the Jags. And they lose to the Dolphins. So that's about 4 quality wins here by the Patriots. And really only 1 quality loss. 1 or 2. I guess we can count the Saints. I mean, they really should beat the Saints. Even with Jameis Winston early on week 3, it wasn't like that offense was explosive. So I will upgrade it to 2 bad losses, 4 quality wins, though, for this Patriots team. So let's get that up here before we move on to Mac Jones. So here we go. For the Patriots, we got 4 quality wins and 2 bad losses. There it is. All right, now really, I just want to kind of recheck in on Mac Jones. I'm a believer in Mac Jones, folks, but I know the national media at the end of the season were harping on Mac Jones not getting it done and not being good enough. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, folks, this is a rookie we're talking about. Let's keep that in perspective as well. A rookie with no great talent-wise on this Patriots team. And once again, that's the Patriots style. They don't give you the help wide receiver-wise. They didn't even give Tom Tom Brady any help. So the fact that they would give Mac Jones any help, that's really not the case. So we are going to have to see Mac Jones kind of keep progressing and keep playing better, but that's the narrative for next season. I don't know if that's the narrative right now that we need to be putting on Mac Jones, especially rookie year. Now, there are a couple of different things I do want to take a quick look at on how we gauge Mac Jones as a passer. So we do have all of his highlights. I want to see his highlights. I want to see the good throws he's making. Is it all the receiver doing the work, or is it Mac Jones putting it right on the money, in target, putting it in stride, putting it exactly where it needs to be? So we will take a quick look at Mac Jones' full season highlights, but I do kind of want to look at this as well. Mac Jones was selected to the Pro Bowl because I believe some people didn't want to play. So Mac Jones gets the nod, and in the skills competition, Mac Jones was throwing the ball here, and it was a little concerning overall. So we get Mac Jones in some passing competitions here. The first one we're going to watch is the precision passing, and he went against Russell Wilson in the precision passing. So I want to watch how he looks, how Mac Jones looks compared to Russell Wilson, and I know this is just a skills competition. It's not real footage of in-game scenarios, and I get it, but I want to see what is the accuracy, just, no pressure, all this fun activity, all that. Rookie versus, a Super Bowl champion, Russell Wilson. So I want to use this as a little bit of a gauge on it. So let's quickly watch Russell Wilson first, see how a good player, a good quarterback, a good consistent quarterback does, and then we'll watch Mac Jones, and then we'll continue on. But here we go. Russell Wilson, precision passing here. First one. And basically you throw it in kind of, deep, shallow, harder. The harder the throw, the more points it's worth. And this man just bombed a 4-pointer right off the rip. And I want to say the highest is a 5-pointer. So here we go. He's going to attempt the other 4. Bingo, bango. First 2 throws, precision as heck. Goes to the 2 4-pointers at the back corner of the end zone, about 25, 35 yards out. Here he is going over the middle here. They didn't show that throw, but did he make it? Did he hit a 5er? Did the man just hit a 5er after hitting the 2 4s? Let's quickly take a look. They didn't zoom in, so we lost track of the ball here. He's throwing to the 5, and oh my goodness, hitting a 5, precision over the middle. He's going to another one. That hits a 3-pointer. Another one. That one doesn't hit. He's going back to it, hitting another 3-pointer there. Only missed 1 throw so far. Accurate as heck. Taking the dink down 1-pointers. Hit them both. Bingo, bango. Russell Wilson going back to the 1-pointers. Why not? He hit that one. They're not giving him points for it. I guess you can't hit it twice, so I don't know why he keeps going back to him. They give him credit for that one. I don't know. He's hitting all these ones. This is crazy. I think they skipped out on some points by this man. But here he goes. Just keeps taking the dink and dunk, hitting them. No problem there. I mean, the precision is fantastic. Almost hit a 4-pointer. That one was a little off. And last throw here, one more 4-pointer, and they give it to him. They give it to him. There it is. So, wow. That is a precise passer in Russell Wilson. Great, aggressive, only missed about maybe 3 footballs, 3 throws the entire time, taking the deep balls and being accurate as heck on all of them. So that's Russell Wilson doing it. That's one of the best doing it right here. Now let's check in on Mac Jones. How did he look while doing this? Was he as good? Was he hitting the deep ones? How many times did it take him to hit those deep balls? Because the 2 4s and the 5, Russell Wilson first 3 throws, no problem. So let's watch Mac Jones here. And obviously we're not going to, weigh this too high, but this is going to be a nice gauge. This was at the end of the year. He has time to, he had time to practice in the regular season, in game time scenarios, in practice and all that. This is, the culmination of the season right here. Let's see how he looks. So here we go. Mac Jones, first throw. Let's see how aggressive he goes. So he's going to the 4. Way off. He's going 4 again. Deep. Way off, way right. Going deep again for the 4. Third attempt. Way off. He's going to the 1, the check down. He hits the check down. All right. He's going deep again to the 4. Got his confidence up, and there it is. Okay, so I love that. Got his confidence up. Let's see 1 point hit, the check down, and then goes deep, and he hit it right on the money. So there it is. All righty, I love that. Now he's going to the other 4, Mac Jones. Now that he's warmed up a little bit to the right. Going back deep to the number 4 again. A little short that time. Yikes. A check down. Hits the one check down. He's going back to the 4. I love that. I love it. Does he hit it again? Just a little to the left. Bounced off the side of it. Going to the 4 again. Missed it wide right this time. Going to the 4 again. Way left this time. The man can't hit it. Dink down again. Hit the dink down. Now geared up. Dink down again. Trying to go deep this time. No, he's going to hit the 4. The runner 4. Hit the runner 4. That was great. And then missed the other running 4. So, Mac Jones, did they not give him credit for that other running 4? I thought that hit. They didn't give him credit for that officially. I don't know if I like that. Can I see this quickly? I don't want to spend too much time on the runner 4. Right here, right here, right here. He doesn't hit this? Let me see this again. That hit. Was it short? The ref called incomplete. Oh, yeah, it was short. Okay, so he does not get credit for that run of 4. So, yeah, Mac Jones really struggled here, folks. Struggling with the precision accuracy. You got to be on the money to get credit for those points. And Mac Jones, only 8 points. Russell Wilson, I think he ended with 29. 29 points, man, oh man. So, okay, and that why was a little concerning to me for Mac Jones. So now that we've got that in mind, let's watch his highlights here and let's watch these good throws, what they deem are his best plays. And this is coming from NFL's YouTube channel, folks. So let's see what his best plays were looking like, what the ball was looking like on his best plays. Was he putting it on the money? Was he avoiding the defenders? Or were just the receivers making spectacular catches all game long? We'll count the dink downs, how aggressive, the yards, and all that. So let's see how Mac Jones was looking in his best plays. When he was at his best, what did he look like? So here we go. Alrighty, we're not going to watch this entire video. We'll skip around a little bit, but let's see what we get. So here we go. Mac Jones firing over the middle. Boom, boom. This is wide open, but this is a nice strike, and he fit it right in there. Rocketed the ball right in there before the defender ran into the safety. So that was a great, aggressive, deep shot. Here we go in the red zone. Mac Jones. Nice little dink down, and Jakobi Meyers just going back inside. Nice touchdown for the man. Mac Jones going deep again here. This is a nice 15-yard bomb. Pressure in his face, and once again, the accuracy was right there, right in the chest of the receiver, and that was 15 yards down the field. Alrighty. Continuing on, Mac Jones, a nice little floater. Boom! Right on the money. Wheel route by the running back out of the backfield, and Mac Jones puts it right on the money. So I'm loving these kind of 15 yards so far. 15 yards, Mac Jones is on the money. So from 0 to 15 yards, that's where we count big time on Mac Jones. So far, obviously. We'll see if he continues to progress and get better, but let's keep that in check and keep that in mind. Anything more than 15 yards, like those 4-pointers in that skills competition, they were more than 15 yards down the field. Mac Jones was struggling with that. So I think we've got a gauge of 15 yards real solid, accurate wise. But let's keep going here. Here we go. Second game of the season against the Jets. Once again, a nice little wheel route. This is like 15 yards down the field. Letting the receiver run underneath it. 15, 20 yards right there. And that's bingo, bango on the money. I mean, we're seeing nice glimpses. That's a beautiful throw by Mac Jones. All right, here we go. Play action. Nice 15 yards down the field. That's wide open. Puts it on the money in stride to continue to run. We absolutely love that. Week number 3, down big time against the Saints. Mac Jones going deep over the middle of the field. Wide open. Okay. Mac Jones again, falling back, recognizing a one-on-one matchup, recognizing the blitz and the pressure coming right at him, throwing up a little bit of a floater. It didn't look pretty, but it got there. Okay. Mac Jones in the red zone. Dinked it down, almost kind of read perfectly by the defense, but did get the ball there just in time. From the 1-yard line, play action, pick and pop, there it is. Mac Jones again here. Nice little back shoulder, 15 yards down the field. Here we go, wide open down the middle of the field. I got to see that big bomb. I got to see a big bomb. This is a beautiful throw right here. Decently wide open, but still a little bit of a tight window to fit it in. Not super tight, but it is still a little bit of a tight window, and he puts it right in stride, right on the money. So there are nice glimpses of Mac Jones being accurate, folks. Boom, there it is against the Cowboys. That was a great throw, 15 yards down the middle of the field. Anything more than 15 yards... Oh my man, oh man, this was a great throw too. Holy cow, this one just got there. Enough touch. Wow, that was a good throw. That's a tight-ass window against this really good Cowboys defense, and Mac Jones just put it on it. That's a tight-ass window. That's a beautiful throw for the touchdown. Here we go, Mac Jones again, going deep, and boom. Yeah, see, this is, I know backpedaling right here and facing a lot of pressure, not being able to step into this throw. But it's a little under right here. You put this one right on the money, he runs for the last 30 yards for the touchdown. So the deep ball accuracy shorts it a little bit. Here we go, going deep, and boom. Oh man, what another tight window. He was kind of picking apart this Cowboys defense, folks. I mean, man, that's a tight-ass window to fit that ball in, and he did it, folks. We can't deny. I mean, like, I think Mac Jones gets hated on, folks. Like, I'm not saying this man's the best quarterback or even the best rookie quarterback this season. Are we saying he's the best rookie quarterback this season? He's better. I take Mac Jones over Trey Lance. I take Mac Jones over Justin Fields at the current moment, I think. Trevor Lawrence, I take him over. Yeah, am I dare saying Mac Jones is the best? I mean, the rookie quarterbacks weren't that great this season. I'm not saying, like, that's not the biggest accolade to have. Oh, I was the best rookie quarterback this season. But he was kind of getting it done, folks. Kind of really well. What else do we got here? Here we go. Going deep. Here we go. Deep ball. There it is. There it is. Boom. Letting the receiver run underneath it. And once again, the receivers, I mean, these are not big name receivers, folks. So if you give Mac Jones a big time weapon, look at this throw. Look at this bomb. This is a beautiful ball right here. All right, let's go a little bit later in the season. Let's skip a little bit later. Let's skip to maybe the last 3 minutes here. Here we go. Now we're talking about week 17, game 17, one of the second last games of the season here. Comeback route on the left sideline. Very well done. 3rd and 4 right here. Down 14. One-on-one matchup again. Just there it is. Just laying it out in front of the receiver. Go out and get it. The man was diving to catch the ball. Very well done. Boom, another one. Good throw. Getting it behind the defense where only the receiver can go and make a play on the ball. If you want to get too nitpicky on these last two throws, maybe a tad overthrown. We were seeing diving catches by the receivers, but at the end of the day, I'd rather they be diving catches than interceptions or potential picks. And there's a 50-50 ball, throwing it high, throwing it up and high. You got to respect that, 30 yards on the field, throwing it where it needs to be. So here we go against the Bills, last season of the game. Last game of the season. Mac Jones on the run. Boom. Look at this one. Getting it over that wall of defenders to the receiver about 3 yards, 5 yards behind him. Boom, boom, boom. I think I'm loving the touch, and this is rookie year. Mac Jones with the run. Yeah. 10 yards on 3rd and 10. Pick that up, baby. Down 27-0 here. Mac Jones. Another little back shoulder throw. That's pretty good. It was a good throw. I mean, nothing special, nothing spectacular. There it is again. All right, a little bit of bad defense by the Bills, but overall, here we go. 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Mac Jones, back corner end zone. Bingo, bango, wide open, and he puts it on him. Here we go. Mac Jones again, corner of the end zone. Boom. That's a great throw right here. This is a beautiful back corner throw where only the receiver can make a play on the ball. I mean, so I've got believability. I've got faith in Mac Jones, folks. I don't think the media is right on Mac Jones of how bad he is. Yeah, folks, I'm giving it to Mac Jones. I believe in Mac Jones. That's what we're writing here. Here we go. Let's get the writing. Let's let the words flow right from our fingertips. I believe in Mac Jones. I don't believe Jones deserves all the knocks from the national media. Accuracy was very good. Was very good. We won't go great, but we'll say very good. No A1, tier 1 receiver help. And also, let's remember, The man's a rookie. We're writing that down as well, just in case we forget, because sometimes y'all are kind of acting like this man's not his rookie year. Like y'all are acting like this is like his 4th season in. No. This was rookie year, 67% completion percentage. I think we need to respect that a little bit more, folks. Also, let's remember, he's a rookie. And potentially had the best rookie quarterback season. I mean, I don't think that's far-fetched, folks, that Mac Jones played the best of all the rookies this year. So, I'm a believer in Mac Jones. Sue me. Are you going to sue me, folks? Because take me to court. I will plead in front of the judge, and I think I could convince the judge I'm right. But yeah, I don't think he should be as knocked. I think he played better than I expected. We gave that man no credit, no faith, no believability heading into this season. So I'm on the Mac Jones trade. We'll see how much Josh McDaniels had impact on Mac Jones. We'll see who kind of fills in for Josh McDaniels' shoes, who went to the Raiders as their head coach, and we'll see if Mac Jones can continue to progress without Josh McDaniels. So I'm a believer in Mac Jones, folks, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I really liked what I saw. Really good accuracy for the most part. And, that was rookie year, and that's what he was doing. Rookie year with no help. I think that man's got a nice, decent future in front of him. So I'm a believer in Mac Jones overall. All right, so now for our outlook. I would say outlook for the Patriots. I would say this is positive. I think you've got a quarterback. I think you've got a little bit of a franchise guy. So I'm saying it's a positive outlook. Alrighty, let's finish up these last two here. I want to get these on for the day. So for the Dolphins, once again, I mean, we really can't see anything here. I mean, we can't really take away anything this season because of the Brian Flores and the Stephen Ross, wildness that transpired this season and the offseason and all that. So for the Dolphins, I mean, we really can't take anything away from this season besides one thing, folks. Are you all ready for this? Tua is the most accurate quarterback in the league. Yes, folks. This man's accuracy is next level, okay? And that's the only thing that we can really take away from this season. Is our defense going to be good? I don't know. I don't know how much of it was the players. I believe in our players. We got good players, but I don't know how much of it was the players and how much of it was Brian Flores' genius schemes that he was having all game long. The offense, is it good? We don't know. We don't know how much Brian Flores was holding this offense back. So, Brian Flores has, I'm going to say this, Brian Flores and Stephen Ross have blurred what's real and what's fake. So we don't know what's real and what's fake. We're really not going to know until the lawsuit plays out, and even still then, who's lying and who's telling the truth. I mean, everybody's going to make their own opinion. So whatever your outcome is, it's too blurred for us to make an actual assessment here on what the Dolphins were this season, but I just know Tua's accuracy has been fantastic ever since he's got there. That's the one thing that really Brian Flores has no control over. And that's the one thing that we saw consistent literally every game. So Tua's accuracy is the only thing to take away, and Brian Flores and Stephen Ross have blurred what's real and what's fake. So and for the outlook part for this Dolphins team, outlook is positive because we have offensive-minded head coach. That's really it. Positive outlook, offensive head coach. Shout out to Mike McDaniel. The man should be able to get it done. Big believability in that man. All right, and then the last kind of team to go over here is the Jets. And for this Jets team, but let's count the Dolphins' quality wins and losses. We didn't do that. So here we go. Quality wins. They beat the Patriots. They lose to the Bills. They lose to the Raiders in overtime. That's a bad loss. Let's count that. That's a bad loss. Should have beat that Raiders team. So that's one bad loss. They lose to the Colts. They lose to the Bucks. They lose to the Jags. That's a bad loss. Shouldn't have lost to them. They lose to the Falcons. That's a bad loss. They lose to the Bills. They beat the Texans. They beat the Ravens. That was a good win. They beat the Jets. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Giants. They beat the Jets. They beat the Saints at the end of the year, and not that big quality of a win. They lose against the Titans, and then they beat the Patriots last game of the year. So there's really only one quality win here by the Dolphins and 3 bad losses. So let's also write that here. 1 quality win, 3 bad losses. All right. And now for the Jets. All right, for the Jets, Zach Wilson. Let's get up his stats. Once again, I don't know. I feel like Zach Wilson should be getting kind of the Mac Jones treatment, but everybody's big on Zach Wilson, and I don't get that. People are big on Zach Wilson, but not big on Mac Jones, and I don't think I agree with that. Zach Wilson had 55% completion percentage. I mean, we're talking about who did they just have? Their other quarterback that they just got rid of, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is this, dude, 55%, 59%. He's trash. 9 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I feel like Zach Wilson only had one good game where he had that big bomb to like the Corey Davis like twice in the game. They came back to win. What was that? Was that against? Yeah, it was against the Titans. This was the only game that Zach Wilson played good at, and everybody resorts back to this one game to prove that Zach Wilson's a good quarterback. He had 61% completion percentage, 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. That was his best game of the season, folks. The most yards he threw for the entire season was that one game. Look at all these multiple 50% completion games. I mean, after the best game that he's had, we won't even count the 3 losses leading up, the 3 bad performance losses that led up to his best game. But after that Titans game, we get 59%, we get 58%, 45%, 56%, 57%, 35% the final game of the season. Final game of the season, everything coming to a head, and you do 35% completion percentage for 87 yards? I mean, so I don't understand Zach Wilson. I don't believe in Zach Wilson. Let me write that down. We don't believe in Zach Wilson. And Zach Wilson, this is how I'm going to kind of phrase it. Zach Wilson is the true narrative of Mac Jones from the media. Can y'all keep up with that? Does that make sense? Zach Wilson is what the national media makes Mac Jones look like. Yes? Because the media makes Mac Jones not look good. But I think the man is good. Zach Wilson, I don't think the man is good. So, Zach Wilson is what Mac Jones is portrayed as from the national media. So, and I want to write this down as well. I think everybody resorts to the Titans game to prove Zach Wilson is good. And if you're going to go back to like a week 4 game to prove that a rookie quarterback is good, okay, but I don't think that holds any weight. So I'm not buying it. Let's count the quality wins and losses. Also, we have to write this. We have to go back to our official predictions and expectations that we wrote down before the season started. And once again, we counted this season as not a good year for Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh, for a successful season, we wrote down he needed 5 wins and not too many blowout losses. And the blowout losses we counted at 13 or more points. And he got blown out way too many times, and he didn't even have 5 wins. So we counted this season overall for the Jets as a failure. So this was not a good year by, let me get this up. This was not a good year. Not a good year. Not a good year 1 for Robert Saleh. Got to keep that up here too. Keep that remembered for next season when everyone's like, oh no, the Jets were good. It was only, it was rookie year for, Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson, only 4 wins. But no. We took that already into consideration when we wrote down those predictions. There was more winnable games there, and they got blown out way too many times this season. So, bad year, not a good year by the Jets, but let's count their quality wins and losses. Here we go. Let me get it up here. Win, loss. Make sure my handy-dandy notes are all good. Here we go. All right, they lose to the Panthers, and that's always a bad loss. I mean, nobody should be losing to this Panthers team. This Panthers team is not good, folks. All right, they lose to the Patriots. They lose to the Broncos. They beat the Titans. That's a good win. That's a quality win. So 1 quality win, 1 quality loss so far. They lose to the Falcons. That's kind of about their level, so that's a bad loss. They lose to the Patriots. They beat the Bengals. That's a good win. We give them credit. They lose to the Colts. They lose to the Bills. They lose to the Dolphins. They beat the Texans. They should beat the Texans. They lose to the Eagles. They lose to the Saints. They lose to the Dolphins. They beat the Jags. They should beat the Jags. They lose to the Bucks, and they lose to the Bills. So, yeah, they got 2 quality wins and 2 bad losses. So you can write this as well. 2 quality wins and 2 bad losses. Here we go. I want to finish on this thought right here. Let me remember the man's name. Folks. Wide receiver, shifty guy, Berrios. Braxton Berrios was the highlight of the season and should be used as primary offense moving forward. I mean, they really should be utilizing him and developing him, maybe like a Deebo Samuels type. So Braxton Berrios had a fantastic end of the season, and now we're kind of hearing that the Jets are shopping them. I don't think that's what you should be doing. So, and then the outlook here to kind of wrap it all up. I would say it's a meh outlook. It really could go either way. That's the outlook. Could go either way. I mean, we saw Sam Darnold be trash year 1, be trash year 2. I mean, we get Zach Wilson. 55% completion percentage for an entire season is so gosh dang bad, even for a rookie, folks. You really should be kind of like, I'll give a rookie a pass for 59%, but you really should be like 60% even for a rookie year 1, and then getting to 62 to 65 year 2, and then 63 to 67 year 3 kind of consistently for the rest of your career. But starting at 55, it's so gosh dang bad, folks. It's what Sam Darnold did, and y'all are still trying to tell me that Sam Darnold is good. How many more teams, how many more coaches does he need to be with to prove that the man is not getting it done? So I don't think Zach Wilson's that great so far. He's got a big arm. Okay, congrats. That's the Tennessee Titans game. The big arm, the big throws. That was it. Didn't replicate that for the rest of the year. So what are we doing? So that's what we've got on the Jets. I'm not believing in Zach Wilson. Robert Saleh's year 1 was not a good year like the Lions with Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell had a good year. He sufficed all of our kind of criteria. So not believing in the Jets, folks. So those are our final thoughts on the AFC East, folks. So whatever happens in the whirlwind of the offseason with all the information coming fast and furious at us, we've got the real deal, what actually happened this season written down so we can always refer back. We'll be continuing on with these with the division every single day and trying to get it done as soon as possible. Alrighty, folks, that is